हेलो दोस्तों। तो कैसे हो आप सब। उम्मीद करता हूँ कि बढ़िया होंगे। तो आज हम पढ़ने वाले हैं चैप्टर 8 माइक्रोब्स इन ह्यूमन वेलफेयर। जैसा कि आप जानते होंगे कि ये चैप्टर बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो आज ये चैप्टर स्टार्ट करने से पहले हम आपको ये थोड़ा सा बता देना चाहते हैं, यदि मुझसे कुछ भी गलती थोड़ा बहुत हो जाती है तो प्लीज़ उसके लिए सॉरी यार। तो कोई ना, चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं। तो सबसे पहले देखते हैं कि हम इस माइक्रोब्स इन ह्यूमन वेलफेयर में क्या पढ़ने वाले हैं। Microbes in household product, microbes in industrial product, microbes in sewage treatment, microbes in production of biogas, microbes as biocontrol agents, microbes as biofertilizers. Let's start. Besides macroscopic plant and animals, microbes are the major component of biological system on this earth. You have studied about the diversity of living organisms in class 11th. Do you remember which kingdom among the living organisms contain microorganisms? Which are the ones that are only microscopic? Microbes are present everywhere in soil, water, air, inside our body, and that of other animals and plants. They are present even at sites where no other life forms could possibly exist. Sites such as deep inside the geysers, thermal events where the temperature may be as high at 100 degrees Celsius, deep in the soil, under the layers of snow several meters thick, and in highly acidic environment. Microbes are diverse protozoa, bacteria, fungi, and microscopic animals and plant viroids, and also prions that are proteinaceous infectious agent. Some of the microbes are shown in figure 8.1 and 8.2. Microbes like bacteria and many fungi can be grow on nutritive media to form colony that can be seen with the naked eye. Such cultures are useful in study on microorganism. ये इमेजेस भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है हमारे नीट पर्पस के लिए। जैसा कि 8.1 फिगर में दिखाई जा रहा है, बैक्टीरिया पहला है ए, रॉड शेप मैग्नीफाइड है 1500x पे। बी है स्फेरिकल शेप मैग्नीफाइड है 1500x पे। सी है रॉड शेप बैक्टीरियम शोइंग फ्लेजला मैग्नीफाइड 50,000x पे। एंड 8.2 फिगर में दिखाया गया जा रहा है वायरस का फिगर। नंबर 1 है, ए है अ बैक्टीरियोफेज, बी है एडिनो वायरस विच कॉज रेस्पिरेटरी इन्फेक्शन, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। सी है रॉड सेव टोबैको मोसेक वायरस TMV मैग्नीफाइड अबाउट 100,000 टू 15,000x पे मैग्नीफाइड है। एंड थर्ड फिगर 8.3 फिगर में दिखाया जा रहा है, ए वाला दिखाया जा रहा है कॉलोनी ऑफ बैक्टीरिया ग्रोइंग इन अ पेट्री, बी फंगल कॉलोनी ग्रोइंग इन अ पेट्री। In chapter 7, you have read the microbes cause a large number of diseases in human beings. They are also cause the disease in animals and plants. But this should not make you think that all microbes are harmful. Several microbes are useful to man in diverse ways. Some of the most important contribution of microbes to human welfare are discussed in this chapter. Microbes in household product. You will be surprised to know that we use microbes or products derived from them every day. A common example is the production of curd from milk. Microorganisms such as lactobacillus and other commonly called lactic acid bacteria (LAB) grow in milk and convert it to curd. During growth, the lactic acid bacteria produce acid that coagulate and partially digest the milk protein. A small amount of curd added to the fresh milk as inoculum or starter contain millions of LAB, which at suitable temperature multiply, thus converting milk to curd, which also improve the nutritional quality by increasing vitamin B12 in our stomach too. The LAV play very beneficial role in checking disease causing microbe. The dough, which is used for making food such as dosa and idli, is also fermented by bacteria. The puffed up appearance of dough is due to the production of carbon dioxide gas. Can you tell which metabolic pathway is taking place resulting in the formation of carbon dioxide? तो यहाँ पर हम बोल सकते हैं कि फर्मेंटेशन हो रहा होगा. Where do you think the bacteria for this fermentation come from? Similarly, the dough which is used for making bread is fermented using baker yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae. A number of traditional drink and food are also made by fermentation by microbes. Toddy, a traditional drink of some part of southern India, is made by fermenting sap from palm. Microbes are also used to ferment fish, soybean, and bamboo shoots to make foods. Cheese is one of the oldest food items in which microbes were used. Different varieties of cheese are known by their characteristic texture, flavor, and taste. The specificity coming from the microbes used. For example, the large holes in Swiss cheese are due to production of large amount of carbon dioxide by a bacterium named Propionibacterium shermani. The rocky fat cheese are ripened by growing a specific fungi on them, which gives them a particular flavor. Microbes in industrial product. Even in industry, microbes are used to synthesize a large number of products valuable to human beings. Beverages and antibiotics are some examples. Production on a industrial scale requires growing microbes in very large vessels called fermenters, जो कि 100 से 1000 लीटर तक का होता है. Fermented beverages. Microbes, especially yeast, have been used from time immemorial for the production of beverages like wine, beer, whiskey, brandy, or rum. For this purpose, the same yeast, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, used for bread making and commonly called brewer yeast, is used for fermenting malted carols and fruit juice to produce ethanol. Do you collect the metabolic reactions which result in the production of ethanol by yeast? Depending on the type of raw material used for fermentation and the type of processing, with or without distillation, different type of alcoholic drink are obtained. Wine and beer are produced without distillation, whereas whiskey, brandy, and rum are produced by distillation of the fermented broth. The photograph of fermentation plant is shown in figure 8.5. Antibiotics. Antibiotics produced by microbes are regarded as one of the most significant discovery of 20th century and have greatly contributed toward the welfare of human society. Anti is a Greek word that means against and bio means life. Together they mean against life in context of disease causing organism, whereas with reference to human beings they are pro-life and not against. Antibiotics are chemical substances which are produced by some microbes and can kill or retard the growth of other disease causing microbes. You are familiar with the commonly used antibiotic penicillin. Do you know that penicillin was the first antibiotic to be discovered and it was a chance to discovery? Alexander Fleming, while working on Staphylococci bacteria, once observed a mold growing in one of his unwashed culture plates around which Staphylococci would could not grow. He found out that it was due to a chemical production by the mold and he named it penicillin after the mold Penicillium notatum. However, its full potential as effective antibiotic was stabilized much later by Ernest Chan and Howard Florey. These antibiotics were extensively used to treat American soldiers wounded in World War II. Fleming Chan, Fleming, Chan and Florey were awarded the Nobel Prize in 1945 for this discovery. After penicillin, other antibiotics were also purified from other microbes. Can you name some other antibiotics and find out their source? Antibiotics have greatly improved our capacity to treat deadly diseases such as plague, whooping cough, kali khasi, diphtheria that is galghotu, and leprosy that is khasrod, which used to kill millions all over the globe. Today we cannot imagine a world without antibiotics. Chemicals, enzymes, and other bioactive molecules. Microbes are also used for commercial and industrial production of a certain chemicals like organic acid, alcohol, and enzymes. For example of acid producers are Aspergillus niger, a fungus of citric acid, Acetobacter aceti, that is a bacterium of acetic acid, Clostridium botulism, a bacterium of butyric acid, and Lactobacillus, a bacterium of lactic acid. Yeast, that is Saccharomyces cerevisiae, is used for commercial production of ethanol. Microbes are also used for production of enzymes. Lipases are used in detergent formulations and are helpful in removing oily stains from the laundry. You must have noticed that bottled fruit juice bought from the market are clear as compared to those made at home. This is because the bottled juice are clarified by the use of pectinases and protease. Streptokinase produced by the bacterium Streptococcus and modified by genetic engineering is used as clot buster for removing clots from the blood vessels of patients who have undergone myocardial infarction leading to heart attack. Another bioactive molecule, cyclosporin A, that is used in as an immunosuppressive agent in organ transplant patient, is produced by the fungus Trichoderma polysporum. Statins produced by the yeast Monascus purpureus have been commercialized as blood cholesterol lowering agent act by completely inhibiting the enzyme responsible for synthesis of cholesterol. Microbes in sewage treatment. We know that large quantity of wastewater are generated every day in cities and towns. A major component of this waste is human excreta. This municipal wastewater is also called sewage. It contains large amount of organic matter and microbes. Many of these are pathogenic. Have you ever wondered where this huge quantity of sewage or urban wastewater is disposed of daily? This cannot be discharged into natural water bodies like rivers and streams directly. You can understand why. Before disposal, hence, sewage is treated in sewage treatment plant, that is STP, to make it less polluting. Treatment of wastewater is done by the heterotrophic microbes naturally present in the sewage. This treatment is carried out in two stages. Primary treatment. This treatment steps basically involve physical removal of particles, large and small, from the sewage through filtration and sedimentation. These are removed in stage. Initially floating debris is removed by sequential filtration. Then the grits, that is soil and small pebbles, are removed by sedimentation. All solids that settle from the primary sludge and the sup- supernatant forms the effluent. The effluent from the primary settling tank is taken for secondary treatment. Secondary treatment or biological treatment. The primary effluent is passed into large aeration tank. फिगर 8.6 में दिखाया जा रहा है सेकेंडरी ट्रीटमेंट, where it is constantly agitated mechanically and air is pumped into it. This allow vigorous growth of useful aerobic microbes into flocks. Flocks, that is masses of bacteria associated with fungal filament to form mesh-like structure. While growing, these microbes consume the major part of organic matter in the effluent. This significantly reduces the BOD, that is biochemical oxygen demand of effluent. BOD refers to the amount of oxygen that would be consumed if all the organic matter in 1 liter of water were oxidized by bacteria. The sewage water is treated till the BOD is reduced. The BOD test measures the rate of uptake of oxygen by microorganisms in a sample of water, and thus indirectly BOD is a measure of the organic matter present in the water. The greater the BOD of wastewater, more is its polluting potential. Once the BOD of a sewage or wastewater is reduced significantly, the effluent is then passed into a settling tank where the bacterial flocks are allowed to sediment. This sediment is called activated sludge. A small part of activated sludge is pumped back into the aeration tank to serve as an inoculum. The remaining part of the sludge is pumped into large air tank called as anaerobic sludge digester. Here, other kind of bacteria which grow anaerobically digest the bacteria and the fungus in the sludge. During this digestion, bacteria produce a mixture of gases such as methane, hydrogen sulfide, and carbon dioxide. These gases from biogas and can be used as a source of energy as it is inflammable. The effluent from the secondary treatment plant is generally released into natural water bodies like rivers and streams. An aerial view of such a plant is shown in the figure 8.7. You can appreciate how microbes play a major role in treating millions of gallons of wastewater every day across the globe. This methodology has been practiced for more than a country now in almost all parts of the world. Till date, no man-made technology have been able to rival the microbial treatment of sewage. You are aware that due to increasing urbanization, sewage is being produced in much larger quantities than ever even before. However, the number of sewage treatment plants has not increased enough to treat such large quantities. So the untreated sewage is often discharged directly into rivers, leading to their pollution and increasing waterborne disease. The Ministry of Environment and Forest has initiated Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan to save this major river of our country from pollution. Under these plans, it is proposed to build a large number of sewage treatment plants so that only treated sewage may be discharged in the river. A visit to a sewage treatment plant situated in any place near you would be a very interesting and educating experience. Microbes production of biogas. Biogas is a mixture of biogas. Biogas is a mixture of gases containing predominantly methane produced by the microbial activity and which may be used as fuel. You have learned that microbes produce different type of gases end product during growth and metabolism. The type of gas produced depends upon the microbes and the organic substrates they utilize. In the example cited in the relation of fermentation of dough, cheese making, and production of beverages, the main gas produced was carbon dioxide. However, certain bacteria which grow anaerobically on cellulose material produce large amount of methane along with carbon dioxide and hydrogen. These bacteria are collectively called methanogens, and one such common bacterium is methanobacterium. These bacteria are commonly found in the anaerobic sludge during sewage treatment. These bacteria are also present in the rumen, rumen, a part of stomach of cattle. A lot of a lot of cellulosic material present in the food of cattle is also present in the rumen. In rumen, these bacteria help in the breakdown of cellulose and play an important role in the nutrition of cattle. Do you think we human beings are able to digest the cellulose present in our food? Thus, the excreta means dung of cattle, commonly called gobar, is rich in this bacteria. Dung can be used for generation of biogas commonly called gobar gas. The biogas plant consists of a concrete tank that is 10 to 15 feet deep in which biogas waste are collected and a slurry of dung is fed. A floating cover is placed over the slurry which keeps on rising as the gas produced in the tank due to microbial activity. The biogas plant has an outlet which is connected to a pipe to supply biogas to nearby house. The spent slurry is removed through another outlet and may be used as fertilizer. Cattle dung is available in large quantity in rural areas where the cattle are used for a variety of a purpose. So biogas plants are more often built in rural area. The biogas thus produced in is such for the cooking and lighting. The picture of a biogas plant is shown in figure 8.8. The technology of biogas production was developed in India mainly due to the effort of Indian Agriculture Research Institute, that is IARI, and Khadi and Village Industrial Commission, that is KVIC. If your school is situated in a village or near a village, it would be very interesting to inquire if there are any biogas plant near me. Visit the biogas plant and learn more about it from the people who are actually managing it. Microbes as biocontrol agent. Biocontrol refers to use of biological method for controlling plant disease and pest. In modern society, this problem have been tackled increasingly, increasingly by the use of chemicals. By use of insecticide and pesticide, these chemicals are toxic and extremely harmful to human beings and animals alike and have been polluting our environment, that is soil, ground, water, fruits, vegetable, and crop plants. Our soil is also polluted through our use of weedicides to remove weeds. Biological control of pest and disease. In agriculture, there are a method of controlling pest that relies on a natural predation rather than introduced chemical. A key relief of organic farmer is the biodiversity for their health. The more variety a landscape has, the more sustainable it is. The organic farmer therefore work to create a system where the insects that are sometimes called pests are not eradicated but instead are kept at manageable levels by a complex system of checks and balances within a living and vibrant ecosystem. Contrary to the conventional farming practices, which often use chemicals of method to kill both useful and harmful life. forms indiscriminately. This is a holistic approach that seeks to develop an understanding of the waves of interaction between the myriad of organisms that constitute the field fauna and flora. The organic farmer hold the view that eradication of the creatures that are often described as pests is not only possible but also undesirable, for without them the beneficial predatory and parasitic insect which depend upon them as food or host would not be able to survive. Thus, the use of biocontrol measure with will greatly reduce our dependence on toxic chemicals and pesticides. An important part of the biological farming approach is to become familiar with the various life forms that inhabit the field, predators as well as pests, and also their life cycles, patterns of feeding, and the habitats that they prefer. This will help develop appropriate means of biocontrol. The very familiar beetles with red and black marking, the ladybird and dragonfly, are useful to get rid of aphid and mosquito respectively. An example of microbial biocontrol agent that can be introduced in order to control butterfly caterpillar is the bacteria Bacillus thuringiensis, often written as BT. These are available in sachets as dried spores, which are mixed with water and sprayed onto vulnerable plants such as brassicas and fruit trees, where these are eaten by insect larvae. In the gut of larva, the toxin is released and the larva get killed. The bacterial disease will kill the caterpillars but leave other insects unharmed. Because of the development of method of genetic engineering in the last decade or so, the scientists have introduced B thuringiensis toxin genes into plants. Such plants are resistant to attack by insect pests. BT cotton is one such example which is being cultivated in some stages of our country. You will learn more about this in chapter 10. A biological con- control being developed for the use in the treatment of plant disease is the fungus Trichoderma. Trichoderma species are free living fungi that are very common in root ecosystem. They are effective biocontrol agent of several plant pathogens. Baculovirus are pathogens that attack insect and other arthropods. The majority of baculovirus used as biological control agent are in the genus Nucleopolyhedrovirus. These viruses are excellent candidates for spe- species specific narrow spectrum insecticidal applications. They have been shown to have no negative impact on plants, mammals, bird, fish, or even on non-target insect. This is especially desirable when beneficial insects are being conserved to add in an overall integrated pest management IPM program, or when an ecologically sensitive area in is being treated. Microbes as biofertilizers. With our present day lifestyle, environmental pollution is a major cause of concern. The use of chemical fertilizers to meet the over increasing demand of agriculture produce have contributed significantly to this pollution. Of course, of course, we have no realized that there are problems associated with overuse of chemical fertilizers, and there is a large pressure to switch to organic farming. The use of biofertilizers. Biofertilizers are programs that enrich the nutrient quality of the soil. The main source of biofertilizers are bacteria, fungi, and cyanobacteria. You have studied about the nodules on the roots of leguminous plant found by the Symbiotic Association of Rhizobium. These bacteria fix atmospheric nitrogen into organic forms, which is used by the plant as nutrient. Other bacteria can fix atmospheric nitrogen by free living in the soil. Example: Azospirillum and Azobacter. Thus enrich the nitrogen content of the soil. Fungi are also to form symbiotic association with plant, that is mycorrhiza. Many members of the genus Glomus form mycorrhiza. The fungal symbiotic is these associations absorb phosphorus from soils and passes it to the plant. Plant having such associations show other benefits also, such as resistance to root-borne pathogens, tolerance to salinity and drought, and an overall increase in the plant growth and development. Can you tell what advantage of the fungus de- derives from the association? Cyanobacteria are autotrophic microbes widely distributed in aquatic and terrestrial environment. Many of these can fix atmospheric nitrogen. Example: Anavina nostoc, Anavina nostoc, oscillo, oscillatoria, etc. In paddy fields, cyanobacteria serve as an important biofertilizers. Blue-green algae also add organic matter to the soil and increase its fertility. Currently in our India, a number of biofertilizers are available commercially in the market, and farmers use these regularly in their field to replenish soil nutrient and to reduce dependence on chemical fertilizers. तो चलो हम समरी स्टार्ट करते हैं, इसी पे अब चैप्टर खत्म करते हैं. समरी: microbes are very important component of life on earth. Not all microbes are pathogens. Many microbes are very useful to human beings. We use microbes and microbial derived product almost every day. Bacteria called lactic acid bacteria, that is lab, grow in milk to convert it into curd. The dough which is used to make bread is fermented by the yeast called Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Certain dishes such as idli and dosa are made from dough fermented by microbes. Microbes. Bacteria and fungi are used to impart particular texture, taste, and flavor to cheese. Microbes are used to produce industrial products like lactic acid, acetic acid, and alcohol, which are used in a variety of processes in the industry. Antibiotics like penicillin produced by useful microbes are used to kill disease causing harmful microbes. Antibiotics have played a major role in controlling infectious diseases like diphtheria, whooping cough, and pneumonia. For more than 100 years, microbes are being used to treat sewage, that is wastewater, by the process of activated sludge formation, and this help in recycling of water in nature. Methanogens produce methane, that is biogas. While regarding plant waste, biogas produced by microbes is used as a source of energy in rural area. Microbes can also be used to kill harmful pests, a process called a biocontrol. The biocontrol measure help us to avoid heavy use of toxic pesticide for controlling pest. There is a need this day to push for use of biofertilizers in a place of chemical fertilizers. It is clear from the diverse use human beings have put microbes to that they play an important role in the welfare of human society. तो इसी पे हमारा ये चैप्टर ख़त्म होता है. यदि आपको ये
अच्छा लगा वीडियो तो प्लीज़ चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो और इसी तरह से नोटिफिकेशन जल्द से जल्द आपके पास पहुंचेगा और वीडियो आप तुरंत देखिए और रिवीजन करें, तुरंत जाके क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करें। इसी के बाद धन्यवाद आपका, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।